Hello, beautiful souls, beautiful people. I'm so excited to start with today's video. We have so much to talk. So, everyone who is here, a warm welcome to you all. For those who are watching this video and are new to the channel or don't know me yet, welcome. I'm Elisa. I'm a life soul coach and Reiki healer, and my main soul mission and purpose is to help you heal, expand, and develop from your core wounds, mainly from toxic relationships, as you expand spiritually and physically and emotionally and mentally in all levels. Don't forget to give a thumbs up to this video if you're new to this channel too, because it helps me a lot to grow and I really appreciate it. So I made this video because many of you have asked me about how to ease your anxiety or panic attacks and insomnia that happens at night, and I'm sure that so many of you are so tired of staying up at night and not getting your required hours of sleep. And this especially can get so annoying because the more you don't sleep, the less productive you are. So sleep is required. Sleep is very important. So having said that, let's begin straightforward, no more presentations, but the tips. Today we're going to get 11 tips to use with them, and please stay at the end because I got one bonus more for you. So the first advice I would give you if you experience anxiety or panic attacks at night, it would be, please don't fight it. And I know this is super hard because when you are anxious or having a panic attack in the middle of the situation, you're like, oh my god, what's happening to me? This is wrong. I have to stop it somehow. And you keep fighting with yourself. But I tell you, this only gets worse. Like, I did it with anxiety, it only gets worse. You are putting yourself as your own enemy. And it's true, you are your own worst enemy in life. Like, many people are going to hate you, but you are the worst enemy. So if you are in the middle of an anxiety attack or a panic attack, and you are stressing about how you must stop this, it only gets worse. So the solution would be, please accept it. It's going to be temporary. It doesn't last longer, like it's only a short amount of time. Even it's in the present moment, you think it's going to be forever. It's not. It's temporary. So accept it, that it is right now at this moment, and that you're going to be okay. So the second tip, and maybe you are not going to like this, but the second tip is to avoid electronic devices. And yeah, we usually use our electronic devices, especially at night. But I tell you, they are not going to help you because the light, that blue light like they give off, it's super stimulating to the brain and it only keeps you awake. So I recommend having around an hour, minimum 30 minutes to turn off everything and just leave them aside, and for you to focus on your breathing and to fall asleep instead of just being 5 minutes before bed with the phone, with the computer, with the tablet, with anything. The third tip is to limit caffeine, sugar, and alcohol because these substances may trigger anxiety. So I may understand that you may have coffee during the mornings to wake you up, but if you drink coffee before getting to bed, or just to keep you awake, maybe to do some assignments or work, this is not the way it's going to keep you awake, and you don't want that. Also, alcohol, please limit that as well if you want to return to a normal and healthy sleep. The fourth tip is to have a consistent bed routine. And I tell this, it has been hard for me as well, because I usually struggle a lot with discipline and keeping things consistent, but it's super important if you want to improve your sleep, to improve your health overall. So you don't have to be like, you wake up at 10 a.m. and then you go to sleep at 2 a.m. No, you have to have a consistency. You have to wake up and fall asleep at the same time. The normal healthy, recommended amount of hours of sleep for an adult is 8. I will also add maximum 10 hours if you want. You could, for example, choose to go to bed at 11 p.m. or 12 a.m. and then you could wake up at 8 or 9. That's okay. But please don't wake up at 7 a.m. or 6 a.m. if you have to go to work, and then you go to sleep at 3 a.m. That's literally crazy. Please don't do that. And for a consistent bed routine, you would need an alarm clock. It can be like a normal one or in your phone. And I do this, but choose a song that really motivates you to wake you up. It really, like in the morning, the first thing we hear and listen to, and the first thing we read is super important. Keep that in mind. Also, if the first thing you're doing when you wake up is read the news, it's going to negatively affect you in your daily life, and you're going to feel down even at the start of the day. So the next 5th point, which has to do with the previous one that we already discussed, is basically to prepare yourself for the next day. And this is super important because I also, I admit I had gone through this, now less, but when you're anxious, it happens that you just finish almost everything you had to go through the day, and then you go to bed and start thinking of everything you have to do the next day, tomorrow, whatever. You start thinking about it, and this huge ball of snow keeps piling up, gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And easier thing is to just get a notebook. I have a notebook here. Get a notebook and start writing down everything you want to do for the next day. And it's okay if you didn't have time for what you did in today or the previous day. Just write it down here, alright? So this can reduce anxiety a lot, like at least 80%. It can do like a to-do list, to lay down the clothes, to wash and clean the house. It can be anything. Just write it down so you don't have to think about it when you are in bed already. The 6th step I wanted to talk about has to do with the 4th one. Remember, I started talking about having enough hours of sleep. So basically, you have to get 8 hours of sleep. Like, this is the minimum. Maximum would be like 10, 11 in the last case if you feel tired. But yeah, like, the minimum is 8 hours of sleep, nothing less. And the key point here is, as I was mentioned before, to have at least 30 minutes for you to go to bed. Like, take all electronics, anything, any task you were doing, forget about them. Just finish the day 30 minutes before you have to prepare for bed. Because if you don't do that, the reason that happened to me as well is that I went to bed late and then I started getting anxious because I started to overthink that I got to bed late and I wasn't going to get the full amount of hours to sleep. I wasn't going to get rested, and then anxiety over increased because of this constant overthinking, and this doesn't help and just continues the endless cycle. You get to bed late, you wake up early with no sleep at all, you feel tired, it repeats itself. So at least get 30 minutes for the process of falling asleep. Alright? 7th tip, super important too, and especially if you are leaning into the workaholic tendencies, please, no stressful activities before bed. No assignments, no work, school, college, university, whatever it is. Don't do it before bed. It only keeps you awake. It keeps your brain running. It makes it difficult to sleep, to fall asleep. And with this, we go to some of the most important ones, which are practice meditation. And I cannot stress this enough. Meditation is not only beneficial if you are in a spiritual awakening, because it helps you to discern between your toxic thoughts and your uplifting ones that keep the motivation going, but it also helps a lot with anxiety. It helps a lot to quiet the mind, so you get relaxed and calmer before falling asleep. So 2 techniques I really like for meditation, and it's all about visualization. 90% of meditation is in your mind here. So one of them is visualizing that you are, for example, floating in the sky, or you are laying in the grass, in the green grass. Imagine anything that makes you feel most comfortable and safe. So just, if you're laying down, for example, just see that your thoughts are clouds. And if you're constantly overthinking, you can see the thoughts as a storm. Like, there are many, each thought is a cloud, and there are gray clouds, and they're all like storm up and all confusing and mixing, all everything is all around. So you can see them. And it's important to detach yourself from these thoughts, to realize that you are not the thoughts that you keep having. Your identity is not the thoughts. You are an external being, just observing them from the distance. So I want you to see the thoughts just passing down or just fighting between each other, and don't do anything. Don't react to them. Just observe them as an observer, as if you are watching the sky. And then I want you to see the thoughts, wherever you are floating or just laying down in the grass. I want you to see the thoughts that, as you keep watching them, they keep dissipating, just stripping away. They keep disappearing until more or less your mind is way calmer than before. And I tell you, if you're a chronic overthinker, this might take some time, but you get there. Like, it gets better, and it's so much worth it. The other technique would be, instead of the air or laying down in the grass, you can choose to be in a boat, and these thoughts are like angry fish that are swimming and, overwhelming you. So the same thing, be an observer, detach from the thoughts, don't identify yourself with them, just observe them, don't react, because if you react, you keep the attention to them, so they get stronger, so it gets worse and you get more overwhelmed and you don't do anything. So remember, detach from the thoughts, observe them, and don't react. All right? So yeah, meditation and also breath work. It's important in meditation for you to pay attention to your breath, and it's a great technique to have in mind when you are getting overwhelmed, you are getting detached from reality, and your heart keeps beeping, just pounding so loud, and it gets so hard. So I wanted to start paying, when this happens, I wanted to start paying attention to your thoughts, to your breath especially. Forget about the thoughts. And I want you to take a couple of breaths. Alright? Inhale from the nose. And exhale from the mouth. And another technique I want to add, if you want to try. So I think you should really have a notebook to write this all down, because if not, you're just going to get overwhelmed by the amount of information. But yeah, another technique for meditation, especially if you're a beginner, it's to have a candle and light it like this. You have the flame. It's so beautiful. And I wanted to keep staring at the flame and don't think of anything else. Like, this is a really challenging exercise, but it's so worth it, because it's another method to calm this overthinking, racing thoughts that are constantly going. So you have to detach from them and keep the attention, instead of your brain in your mind, you have to put the attention in the flame and just stare at it. Meditation is great to keep your mind calmer and to stop your racing thoughts so much. So it really helps, and I recommend you to try it. Another tip for calming anxiety and panic attacks and preventing them to, stop getting in your way in the future, and to get them to lower the amount of ones you have, is basically to exercise and stretch your body, not only before bed, but after you wake up. Before bed, it reduces the production of stress hormones, and yeah, it can help a lot when you wake up as well, and it helps you to fall asleep faster, and can help you to calm down and get rid of insomnia. So please try to stretch your body, to relax, to also connect to your body in the 30 minutes I mentioned. Also, I would recommend to have at least 1 hour for body reconnection and rituals to get you to bed. So just that you are more mindful of your body and your mind and your emotions as you go to sleep. So you can do things like stretching your arms like this, or just raising them up, and other parts of your body. So yeah, another way to reduce your anxiety and panic attacks is to journal. And if you know my channel, you probably know that I told you quite a lot about journaling, but it truly helps a lot. You just need a notebook, a pen, and just start writing down your worries. Just start writing down your worries. Speak your mind. Nobody's going to judge you. Just write down everything you fear, everything you worry about, everything you think of. If you're overthinking, just write it down. It helps tremendously. And I tell you, you will feel way more relieved after writing things down than before. Writing things down also helps us to keep ourselves grounded, to go back to the present moment, and to hold ourselves accountable and focused to ourselves with our goals, and just to stop projecting. You can also write about your plans, future goals, and dreams, and yeah, you will keep to yourself more focused. You will keep yourself more connected to your body. It helps a lot, because anxiety, after all, and panic attacks is not being in the present moment. It's you basically switching from the present to the future, to the present to the future, and you're just in many places at the same time. You are not focused. You are not grounded. So that's why I really recommend you to do it. We are now going to the last tip and plus the bonus, so stay with me. And if you're liking this video, please support with a like and subscribe. It really helps me a lot. So yeah, let's go to the last tip before the bonus. You know that here in this channel we discuss a lot about spirituality and metaphysics. So yes, this has a lot to do with it. And it's basically getting crystals to help you in your journey. There's quite a lot of crystals that can help you with anxiety and panic attacks, and now I'm going to show you some of them. So first of all, I'm going to start with the emerald, and this crystal can be a bit expensive, you know, but if you want to get it or have some emerald at home, you can use it as well. The picture is here. So yeah, it's super great for mental clarity and to help you calm down anxiety episodes. And you can wear it as a necklace and a bracelet, or wear it like kind of like this in the pocket. The next one is lapis lazuli, and it looks kind of like this, and it helps you to reduce these feelings of apathy you can get also in depression, and it helps you a lot with balance. So the next one is rose quartz, and I have a beautiful example here in this necklace. I like to wear a lot to connect not only with self-love but into my femininity too. And this is another example, this beautiful one. So yeah, it promotes a lot of inner peace, helps you with self-love and to heal emotional wounds. The next one in the list is chrysocolla, which just look like this, and it's super great for relaxation. It helps with insomnia, and it gets you, this peace of mind, so you are calmer during the day. And I really recommend these crystals. You can wear them as jewelry or have them, like this piece of. You can have them in your pocket or place them under your pillow. The next one is Sodalid. Looks like this. And it helps a lot with forgiveness, and usually with this feeling of not being good enough. And I'm telling you these crystals because past of the anxiety and panic attacks, you have to get to the core wounds, the core problems, issues, what's causing you. Because modern medicine usually gives you quick fixes to numb your issue, but it does not really heal you. So with these tips, I really hope they are useful for you to start digging deep into your core wounds, the wounds you have since childhood or teenage or early adult years, because they are important for you to heal and to understand the lessons. The next beautiful crystal would be Amethyst, and I have here examples. You can have this in your pocket or have this here and the necklace, or having, this one or bigger ones. Look at this beautiful thing. So yeah, they really help you a lot with focus, with depression, and especially to break any addictions. And I'm not only mentioning addictions such as drugs or alcohol or smoking. Addictions can be things like being dependent on toxic people just because you feel familiar with it, but it's not really the safety you crave. So that's also an addiction, especially if you've been through trauma. Another important crystal would be rhodonite, and it looks like this. It's like pink with black stripes and circles like this. So yeah, it helps a lot with self-esteem. This is super important. Past trauma, self-love, and to increase your confidence. And I really suggest you to wear it or have it with you around, because it can really help you to improve. The last crystal I'm going to add here in this video is Emitted, and it looks like this with the black color, and it's great for grounding, for connecting to your body, to the earth. It can also help you to fight addictions, and just to reconnect yourself to the present moment instead of being anxious about the future all the time, which it doesn't really matter, because the present moment is the most important one. If you are not stuck, focused in the present, you are not creating the future. So the key point to start is the present moment. Remember this. Of course, there's many other crystals. That's why I'm going to add 2 websites. Check the links below in the video description, and there you will see that the descriptions and other crystals you can check. So if you are here at this point of the video, congratulations, and I want to give you a big thank you for staying on. And we're going to talk about the bonus on helping you to heal and to release and let go of this anxiety and panic attacks. Key point is Reiki. And it really helps a lot, because apart from being it's super relaxing, it improves and makes your ability to heal faster. So Reiki is the energy of the source, God, true consciousness, whatever you might call it. So it goes to where it's most needed, and it can help you improve a lot on your anxiety, panic attacks, and insomnia. So if you really want to try these sessions with me, just check my website here and in the links below with all my socials. So that was all for today. I really hope these tips were useful for you and you will start implementing them. And just tell me how it goes. I would really like to know if you had any improvements. So yeah, I hope you like this video. Don't forget to support, and I see you in the next one. Bye. Love you.